What's going on, the useless YouTube? Michael and I are back. This is going up after Matt and I's video of Here's My Thing. Hopefully it has a lot of views. Thank you to everyone who has consistently supported the channel. Michael, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Michael Horn. I'm back for video number 2. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 sports moments of our time. Okay. Our personal favorites, so there's lots of bias, obviously.
Lots of Cleveland bias on my end. I'll go ahead and kick us off.
Yeah, do you have any honorable mentions?
We're still going honorable mentions this early? I thought we were going honorable mentions before number 1.
No, it goes honorable.
No, you go honorable mentions before number 1.
I was just going off the same timeline of last video, but that's fine.
All right, we can go honorable mention number 1, the kick six. Such an electric play.
Auburn's going to win the football game.
Yeah, that's really my only honorable mention, and I will say I have no 2016 Cavs moments on this list. Because
the whole year?
None. Because that would just be too easy.
That's fair. All right, I got 5 honorable mentions. Number 1, remember the Titans' strong side, left side moment. You know, they're at camp. The team finally comes together. One side's yelling, strong side, left side. It's great.
All time.
Number 2, having Jamar Chase in fantasy in the year of 2024. It makes me so happy. He gets 45 points every week. Number 3, anytime LeBron has ever won a ring. Number 4, this is kind of a pretty niche moment. LeBron got poked in the eye in a play-in game, and then he hits a 3 to beat the Warriors.
And he was like, I was seeing 3 ribs.
Yeah, so he shot it at the middle one. And finally, the entirety of 8th grade basketball, we were so good. We won, not to brag, but we did win the 8th grade conference championship.
We did win the conference championship. Those are some good.
Those are my honorable mentions. Go ahead, Jake. You can start number 10.
I'll kick us off at number 10. Going with a niche sport to start it off. Now, did I know this event happened until a month ago? No, but shout out Tanner Young. James Conrad. From 180 feet, the Disc Golf World Championship hits one of these. Anheuser jars it for the win. The greatest play in the history of sports. Number 10.
That's a crime that's on the list. We have a new segment today. We actually have a lighting guy that you can't see. He's behind the camera. Every time he gives his 10 and my 10, he's just going to shout out whose is better.
What? I like that.
My number 10. Jake's probably going to win this one because this is my one and only personal moment on my list. That's why I put it at 10. I shot my personal best 73 at Firestone Farms right before I came to school. Had to make my list. That's why it's my number 10, though, because it's a personal moment.
I win 1-0.
So the point went to Jake.
It was the greatest shot in the history of sports.
No,
okay.
Jake 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's more impressive.
Okay.
Sure.
Number 9. I'm just going to give a quick backstory because it's my video and I can do whatever I want. I played 15 holes. I'm 7 over par. In Pinehurst, I'm like, okay, this is my chance to break 80 for the first time. Par 5 coming up. Sam, what do?
What?
Bogey. Now I'm 8 over. Oh my gosh, through 16. I've got a par 3 and a long-ass par 4 left to play. Par 3, put it to 5 feet, make the putt. Now I'm 7 over going into 18. Hit a 300-yard drive, farthest drive I've ever hit in my life. Got 120 in, over the water, standing there, pitching wedge to 15 feet. That's my number 9. That pitching wedge shot to seal the 79.
My number 9, we're also going to keep the golf topic going. Also in Pinehurst, actually, this year, Bryson DeChambeau. Some would say it's the hardest shot in golf. A 50-yard bunker shot onto a green.
That was an unreal shot. That almost made my
50
list.
yards, sticks it to about, 4 or 5 feet, something like that. Buries it for the win.
That was an unreal.
I don't know golf that well, but the shot, Michael's for sure.
Cameraman points to
that
DeChambeau.
shot just sounds.
We got 1-1.
All right, my number 8, Sam. I'm about to spoil the entire Remember the Titans movie for you. So, Gary Bertier, team captain, gets paralyzed, but they still got to play the game. So what do the Titans do? They go out and win the state title. Give me the T.C. Williams Titans winning the state title at number 8.
Yeah. And on top of that, winning that game made the head coach get fired.
We don't care about no
doesn't
stupid
care.
Hall of Fame, Cheryl said.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or yeah, that's what it was. He didn't make the Hall of Fame. All right, number 8. I actually just made the lighting man watch this game with me a few nights ago. 2018. Monday Night Football. Rams versus Chiefs. The greatest football game I've ever seen in my life. If you've never seen it, I encourage you to go watch it on YouTube. It's not just, it's like, I think the final score of both teams are over 50. But it's a defensive game also. They're scoring defensive touchdowns. They're getting sacks, interceptions. The most entertaining game of football I've ever watched. That's my number 8.
No. After rewatching it with Michael, yes.
Yeah, you've never seen Remember the Titans.
1 to 2. Good guys.
My number 7, this is a baseball one, so Lighting Man's probably not going to pick me here. But Michael, imagine your team has won 21 games in a row. Can you just imagine that for a second?
My eyes closed.
All of a sudden, it's the bottom of the 9th. It's a tie game. Your name is Jay Bruce. You're up to bat. Double down the line. We're scoring American League record. You know how long the American League's been around since? Like 1880. The Indians won more games
Who?
than the Indians. They were the Indians at the time. Won more games in a row than any team ever because of that Jay
What
Bruce
year?
swing. 2017, the year after the World Series.
What happened in the... Oh,
They lost to the Yankees that year. First round.
My number 7, comeback story. The greatest golfer ever, Tiger Woods. You know, he had been off of his hill for a while. Couple run-ins with the law, couple injuries. He'd been off his game for a while. But 2019 Masters looked like the same old Tiger. Pure domination, Sam. And how long? It had been a long time since he'd won a major tournament. And he won the hardest major tournament to win in 2019. Comeback story. That's my number 7.
Jay 100%.
You're kidding.
A hit like that
You're
is
kidding.
just way more electric than golf. I'm sorry. I may be biased, but
Sam, that was a terrible pick.
It's 2-2.
2-2.
What?
Coming in at my number 6, this just happened in Marshalltown, Iowa. Guardians were projected to finish last in the division. Last. 73 wins was their over-under to start the year. They win the division. They're in the playoffs. They're in Cleveland. Game 5 against Tarek Scooby-Doo. Tarek Scooball of the Detroit Tigers. Triple Crown winner, Cy Young winner. Oh, boy. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Who comes to bat? Lane Thomas, the worst hitter in baseball. But, Michael, what did he do in that conference room? Do you remember what happened?
I'm pretty sure he had a home run.
Scooball. Fastball down the middle. Lane Thomas. Grand slam.
Round the bases.
Marshalltown is going nuts. And by Marshalltown, I mean us and the kids from Akron. But so electric. Lane Thomas, they win the series. Let's go. That's my 6.
All right. My number 6. I personally am a Notre Dame hater, so this made my list.
This is 6.
This is 6. It was so great. Probably one of my favorite, the favorite collegiate game of football I've ever watched. In this living room, right there. The entirety of our house, all 5 guys, were watching a great NIU versus Notre Dame game. I hate Notre Dame. NIU, completely unranked, takes down. They were ranked pretty high at the time, top 10 at least, right?
Yeah.
I just love watching Notre Dame lose. I think the greatest upset in collegiate football history, NIU beats Notre Dame this year.
True.
What's the best one? What's the best one?
I don't know. That was a good episode. That was a great game. I'm not gonna argue.
That's
a
hard
great
to
game.
pick. Two
And
very surprising moments.
The
Horrible hitter.
atmosphere. The atmosphere played into it.
Yeah, and NIU just beating Notre Dame. That's just
Great.
crazy. That's a hard decision.
It's tied 2-2.
I think just because I was actually there
Yep.
at one of them, I have to pick NIU.
I like that call.
I mean, one of these was just so much more impactful.
No, it really wasn't.
All right, my
They ended
number
up losing. So.
my number
Yeah, it
5.
wasn't that impactful if they lost.
They won the game. And then you didn't win anything after that. Their names in the playoffs. Okay, my number 5. We're going to turn it back to Christmas 2017 or 2018. I can't remember. I'm at my aunt's house. Whole family's there. It's Katie's Warriors.
forgot this moment.
It's LeBron's Cavs. I mean, they are battling back and forth. There's about
Yeah.
9 seconds left. Side out. We get the ball to Kai. He drives right. Klay Thompson, great defender, cuts him off. Kyrie turns around, fading, almost parallel with the ground, shoots it, buries it.
Yeah.
Cavs win.
That would have been on my list. I honestly.
How awesome was that game? Not even close.
26.
The Christmas game where Kyrie hit the dagger over Clay.
All right, my number 6. No, we're at 5.
Mhm.
My number 5. There's a specific moment, but it's just all of LeBron whenever he traveled to the city of Toronto, Canada. Specifically, 2018. This little like from the baseline, one leg opposite foot bank shot for the win. But just anytime he went to Toronto, there was zero chance they were losing a game. That's my number 5.
Like, man, that's not a moment for the
The,
record.
the moment is
He picks me.
Jake.
3-3.
Jake's. That I remember that.
I
shot.
my number 4. It's been mentioned already. The only thing I'm going to add is that it was literally Jim Nantz called it the return to glory. When I think about things that have happened in my life that I'll always remember where I was, Tiger winning the 2019 Masters, I'll always remember being at youth ministry, watching it on my phone, watching him make the putt and being like, "This is awesome."
it's a great moment.
Tiger winning the Masters is in my 4.
That's a fantastic moment. But you know it's an even more fantastic moment. This moment was so great. There's literally a statue of this fictional character in Philadelphia. There's a statue. Rocky IV. Rocky 4. He goes up against the steroid-induced, I think he was Russian Ivan Drago. He went to, I don't even know where he went, but he was training in the tundra in a basement with Apollo Creed. Just Rocky defeating Ivan Drago is my number 4.
Such a good movie.
And it's such a good pick, and I gotta go with that. That's
Great. I mean, Rocky single-handedly beat communism. Like,
All of Russia.
so cute. All right, my number 3 didn't happen on a field. It didn't happen on a court. It started with a text from my dad. Another moment I'll never forget where I was. It was sometime 2011, 2012. I don't exactly remember. Probably 2011. My dad texts me, turn on ESPN. So what do? I turn on ESPN. Brian Windhorst, big guy. Brian Windhorst is sitting at the panel talking about how LeBron was coming back to Cleveland. I mean, you want
That was sweet.
talk about just being so happy over not an actual game. Yeah, he's coming back.
You know, I think a lot of people would agree with that because there's actual statistics and facts that prove LeBron was bolstering all of Cleveland's
I
economy.
wrote an essay about it. $500 million. He was
When-
worth $500 million to Cleveland's
When
economy.
LeBron was in Cleveland, Cleveland was a better place, whether you like LeBron or not. The economy literally proved it. That's just how it was.
LeBron was here. They hosted a Democratic National Convention. Has it been back? No.
No, it's the best. Number 3.
DNC, baby.
I think I'm going to get Sam's vote from this one. But Christmas Day. I think 2018. AFC North rivalry. Ravens in Pittsburgh. It's Christmas Day. Winner of the game takes the AFC North. 10 seconds left. Steelers on the 10-yard line. Who do they go to? Tony Toe Tap, right? He catches it on the 1-yard line. 3 bodies on him. Oh, the stretch over the goal line to take the division. That's my number 3.
See, big Pittsburgh guy. That was a great play. But LeBron was a moment of all time.
That's fair.
That was
That's
that
fair.
was
That's
the
fair.
entire state of Ohio rejoiced.
I mean, he saved Cleveland's economy.
There's no competing with that, LeBron.
In my 2, this probably is going to get Sam's pick. It's
Let's say it before you say it. I'm not gonna pick it if you guys aren't even confident in yourself.
2020, I think. 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020. I can't exactly remember. I'm in the shower. I'm getting out of the shower. I hear my dad screaming from upstairs. I start sprinting upstairs. What happened, Michael?
I don't know. Tell me, Jake.
The Browns kicked off to the Steelers in the first round of the 2020 NFL playoffs. In Pittsburgh, Marquise Pouncey goes to snap the Big Ben over his head. They're kicking it around. Myles Garrett falls on it in the end zone. Touchdown Browns. They beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
You know,
Give me the first play, snap over the head, Browns touchdown.
what happened to that good quarterback that took you guys to that game? I forget what Cleveland did with Baker.
Oh yeah, they
What did
traded him away.
Didn't they let him go?
They let him go.
He didn't do anything on that play. I'll tell you that right now.
My number 2, obviously Game 7 of the 2016 finals would be both of our number ones. So we excluded the entirety of Game 7 from this list. But I've got Game 6. LeBron and Kyrie both go for 40+. LeBron drops, I think, 41. I think Kyrie had 42. Back against the wall for all of Cleveland. They forced a Game 7. We all know what happened in Game 7. But Game 6 was arguably a more impressive performance from LeBron and Kyrie. That's my number 2.
So good. So good.
I mean,
Yep.
even if it wasn't that's a very good one.
Well, Jake, it's 4-5 in favor of me. You need number 1.
What's your one? Oh, dude,
You cheated.
Hi, Sam. What is...
Wait, is it number 2?
We're number 1. This is
This is number 1. What's the hardest thing to do in sports? What makes a baseball hard to hit?
Fast.
Now, what if I told you...
Okay.
He said baseball's the hardest thing to hit, and it being fast is the hardest thing to hit.
No.
What if I told you the person who threw the fastest fastball ever was pitching against your team? How upset would you feel?
Be a little sad.
Now, imagine it's the bottom of the 9th, Game 7 of the World Series.
This is a terrible pick.
Hardest throw ever. Bottom of the 9th, Game 7 of the World Series. How would you feel? You'd be like, oh, we probably have no chance, right?
Yeah.
In steps Rajai Davis.
Insert Rajay.
Not known as a home run hitter. Aroldis Chapman throws the ball on the outside corner. Rajai Davis, home run. Off the camera. Cleveland has never been more electric than that moment. Now, they ultimately lost the game, but that is the number one moment ever.
You can't put it number 1 when it ultimately, looking, that's a sad memory looking back on it now.
No.
You lost.
They would have lost sooner if it wasn't for Rajai.
That's true.
I mean, game on the line.
If they had won, yeah, that's easily number 1. Like, would LeBron's block be so great if they had lost that game?
NIU still sucks. You got them on
What?
there.
What did NIU do?
All right, my number 1. See, this one was like a culmination of my entirety of my childhood watching basketball. Every single one of my childhood basketball idols came together for one more run, Jake. One more run. In 2024, the USA basketball team decided that the players weren't too good to play in the Olympics, and all the good players decided, you know what, we're going to play this year. Every single one of my favorite players all were on the same team this year in the Summer Olympics, Sam. Everyone was talking crap. Everyone was saying, European basketball, they're better fundamentals. You know what they can't do? Jump over people and dunk it. And they don't have Steph Curry either. I'm watching, what country was it even? In the final, Bogdan Bogdanovic has the balls to hit a 3. Look over at the sideline, point at Carmelo Anthony, and hit the 3 to the dome. That's the crazy disrespect. So the entire team just turns up for the rest of the game. They were down so many points. Steph Curry, the most generational heat checks I've ever seen in my life. Over and over again, he was shooting 40-footers, triple team, with LeBron and Kevin Durant wide open.
It was unreal.
Just my entire childhood basketball just came to a singular point where USA proved that we are number 1 against everyone else. And we took the gold medal. That's my number 1.
Yeah, I'd say the Olympics pick has to go for it. I just can't you can't compete with that, sadly.
6-4 in favor of the good guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Nobody's watching anymore. I mean, our average view time was 2 minutes last time. But if you are,
great picks tonight. All of them great picks.
I'm happy with
No,
my
there was
list.
one bad pick.
Are you talking about the James Conrad throw?
That and your number 1 wasn't a bad pick, but it was in a terrible spot.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. If you've never watched the James Conrad shot, please go look it up. T. Young. Love you, dude. Go disc golf. Later.